Into action. Here we go. Okay. And here we are with Sylvia Rice, the Visit Salina Director at the Salina Area Chamber of Commerce.
Very good.
Yes. So, Sylvia, we're celebrating tourism everywhere. What does give me the broad perspective as far we've talked to a lot of tourism related businesses, uh, proponents of tourism. Give us the broad perspective. What does tourism mean now for Salina, and what's it gonna mean?
Tourism has meant a lot to Salina for a really long time. And the very basics of it is tourism became super important to us because of where we are. We're right at the crux of two interstate systems, and that's incredibly important. We're halfway to everywhere. We're, halfway between St. Louis and Denver, and we're midway between the Oklahoma City and Omaha areas. And so that's really what kind of got the ball rolling as far as tourism is concerned for us. Our assets that we have in Salina are so in tune to folks that travel through Kansas. We are in a drive market. Now we're in a fly market thanks to the jet service that we've got out at the Salina Regional Airport with United. But we're predominantly in a drive market. We've got our target markets are families, and there aren't many things that are a better suit for families than Rolling Hills Zoo. Accompanied by a sculpture tour walk downtown and a cozy burger to go along. So it's incredibly important. It's much broader than what I think comes to most people's minds. It's not just hotels. Now, hotels are really important. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to welcome the people that we do without them, but it's so much more than that. It's restaurants, it's admissions to events and attractions, it's retail shopping, it's buying gasoline, for heaven's sakes. And that's just the visitor spending dollars. The bigger picture is that hotel is buying their linen, that restaurant is buying food, that attraction is buying their supplies, and they're all employing people. Sling County, 1 out of 11 people that are employed in a business related to tourism. That's significant.
Okay, so and it's gonna keep growing.
Absolutely it is. There's a lot of talk about what's happening downtown, and there's nobody more excited about what's happening than the people in the Visit Salina office, I promise you. I've got a staff person in the Wichita area today talking to travel media folks, talking about what we have and what we're going to have in the future, trying to get them to come out and do stories on, Salina and the Salina area to try to draw people from other states and so forth. So yeah, we're super excited about what's happening, and certainly what's happening downtown is a big part of what our future is going to be. The one thing that I really try to emphasize to people, though, is while the construction may be happening downtown, it's not a downtown project. This is a community project. This is a citywide project. It's going to benefit people for all the reasons I just said, all across the community. We're not going to lasso people in the downtown area and make sure that they eat every meal. And, although there are some great restaurants downtown that would wish maybe that we could, but it really is going to impact the whole community. And it's so exciting what the field house has already produced. When you come to me with a big challenge of there's not, I can't find a parking place where I want to. Well, that might be a frustration, but by golly, that's the kind of challenge that I'm looking for. Not that there's nobody around, but that it's hard to find a parking place today. That's great news. We love that. What that's doing, what the alley will bring, what the new restaurants are bringing, the new hotel, all of what's happening downtown. It's really going to have a much further reaching effect than what people immediately think.
Yeah, and if you want to talk curmudgeon a little bit, it's going to broaden the tax base.
Well, it certainly will. It certainly will at some point. The thing is, and this is something that I try to push with locals who say, oh, do we really need these things? Why are we doing all this for the visitation? Well, yeah, we are doing a lot of it for the visitation, but every single thing that makes Salina a great place for somebody from Hayes or Belleville or St. Louis or Tulsa to come and visit are the very same things that make us a great place for me to live, for my kids to live, for my grandkids to live. And so quality of life is a term that gets a bad rap. But when you really think about what that should mean, it means I want to live here because of the great things here. I want to live here because it's cool. Personally, I want to live here because of the art. I want to live here because of the theaters. I want to live here because of those kinds of things. And for everybody, it's different. Maybe it's the golf courses. Maybe it's the dining options. Maybe it's the universities. Whatever makes us a great place to visit makes us a great place to live.
Right.
And so as we're trying to attract talent to town, it's an important part of that pitch. It's an important part of, yeah, this is why you want to live here instead of community A, B, or C.
And it might just slow the out-migration of some of our very talented young people that we've produced here.
I hope so. You know, that's a big challenge for a lot of communities. You know, if we can convince kids as they're leaving school, if they're on a path to go to, you know, post-secondary education, you can do that here, whether you want to go to tech school or a four-year university, or you want to go to Polytech and do something in flight. All of those options are available here. But if you decide to go someplace else, you can come back here and you can get a great job and you can have a decent cost of living and you can have a great place to raise your family. And this is a great place to retire. You know, it is all of those things. And we need all of those folks in order to have a well-rounded community.
Sylvia, thank you so much for what you do for Salina and for tourism. Have a great day.
It's a passion. We love it.
Yes, thank you.